Hey guys, I'm here showing off my Trap Monster or Odion deck, I guess you might call it. Um, this is a really fun deck to play. Before I go into it, just to let you know, this deck is not legal because of Temple of the Kings. I might talk about how you can change it to a legal version, but first I'm just going to go over the normal, just fun version you can play with your friends. So just like my other decks, I'm going to just talk about each card and what they do. So first off, the only monster normally in it is the Mystical Beast, and you can only get this out if you have Temple of the Kings. And it's a 1 tribute, um, and whenever it destroys a monster, it gets stronger, and then it removes from play all the monsters it destroys. So it's a pretty powerful card. And then Temple of the Kings, which is banned because it's an amazing card, if you don't know what it does. You can activate trap cards right when they're set, and if you have a Mystical Beast Serket on the field, you could, is it destroy or remove from play? You could destroy both of them in order to special summon any monster from your extra deck. So whatever you want. This is why I have Blue Eyes in here, so you can get a Blue Eyes out right away. So these work together. The real trouble is getting them both out at the same time, but the rest of the deck kind of fits in there. So just some normal cards you want to stall a bit sometimes. So you need Swords of Revealing Light, Dark Hole, Book of Moon, Monster Reborn, all these traditional cards. And then we'll get into the trap monsters. So first the Apophis, the embodiments. Um, so if you don't know how these monsters work, it's a trap card, but then it turns into a monster. So it's kind of two threats in one. So you can summon monsters on your opponent's turn. And you can activate some interesting effects. This one in particular is really well balanced because it has 1600 attack and 1800 defense. The big thing about it is you can't summon it during the battle phase. You have to do it during the main phase. So if something crazy happens during the battle phase and you don't have them out, that could be difficult. Zoma's really good. The thing to know about Zoma is he's an 1800 attack monster, but he gets special summoned in defense mode. So he can get taken out very easily if you need to summon him during your opponent's turn. Usually I summon him during my opponent's main phase too, or right after their battle phase, and then I switch him to attack mode. But even if he's in defense mode, he's a threat because of his ability. If he gets destroyed, your opponent loses life points based on their attack. So, still a very good card, whether it's in attack or defense mode. And then Tiki Curse. So Tiki Curse is at 1800 attack, 1000 defense. The crazy effect about this is if another one of your trap monsters gets attacked while this card's on the field, that card gets destroyed. So it forces your opponent to go for whatever trap monster is not Tiki Curse. And if you have two Tiki Curses up, no matter what, as long as they attack one of them, they're going to lose their monster. So that's very powerful. And then Tiki Soul is kind of the other side of Tiki Curse. Their attack and defense is switched. So Tiki Soul has the ability that if any other monster but him gets attacked, kind of like Tiki Curse, but if any other trap monster gets attacked, I mean, you can set it instead of destroying it. So again, it forces them to go for Tiki Soul first. So if you have both of these cards on the field, they really have a tough decision. They're either going to lose their monster or they're going to not be able to destroy the monster they attack. So these are really nice in a combo. And then you have Metal Reflect Slimes. These have 3000 defense, so these are just a wall basically, and they're 10-star monsters. And then finally, Cyber Shadow Gardner. This is an interesting one. You can only activate this during your opponent's main phase, and once it gets special summoned, it it has no like attack and defense unless it gets attacked. If it does get attacked, it copies the attack and defense of whatever it's getting attacked by. So you basically use this to destroy whatever monster they're using to attack you. If they don't attack this, which usually they won't because they don't want to lose their monster, it gets set again. So again, very powerful card. And then some staple traps. The one that's not a staple that's really interesting for this deck is Judgment of Anubis. So if they're activating anything that destroys your magic or trap cards or anything like that, you can activate this, which allows you to negate that and also destroy one of their monsters. And they also lose They're life points, just like Zoma, pretty much. So this is a really great card in this deck because the only way to beat this deck really is to get rid of your magic and trap cards. Then there's just the staple cards. So the basic principle behind this deck is using some crazy effects to scare your opponent into like not doing anything so you could swarm the field. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Most of the monsters are 4 stars, so you can use them easily for 4-star XYZ. And yeah, that's pretty much it. As far as turning this into a normal competitive deck, obviously you'd have to remove Mystical Beast and all that. So I'd say if I was going to add anything to this deck, I might add some tuners to replace the unlimited cards, because then you can get out synchro monsters really easily because of all the 4-star monsters that don't really count as a summon because they're all special summons. These are all special summons because they're trap cards and not monsters. So the main weakness to this deck is that all the cards count as trap and monsters. So anything that deals with trap or monsters will, take out both of them. So that's one weakness. And because they're all trap cards, even when they're in the monster zone, you still can't have more than 5. So if you have 3 of these monsters out and you have 2 set, trap cards or magic cards, you can't play any magic cards. So that's some of the difficulty this deck has. But it's a lot of fun. Looking forward to seeing what you guys think of it. And as always, if you want to hear about more decks, just let me know. Or if you want to build a deck with me, or you have ideas for this deck, what to do with it, maybe you want to tell me what you think you can do to make it legal that'll still make it effective, just let me know. But that's it. I will see you guys later.